Good evening. It's Friday. Happy weekend eve. March 4th. I've been thinking today about what to talk about, and for some reason, I remembered a story back. Well, it was about the Iowa Territory, or period of early statehood. I'm not exactly sure, but in the 19th century. Um, Apparently, Iowa, when it was founded, there, there were like towns everywhere. I mean, any place, any little place, two roads crossed, you had a town. There's something about 2,000 towns disappeared in Iowa before 1900, as each of those little towns became irrelevant and just dried up. Anyway, as part of this, and I'm not sure which town it was, there was a town where they were having trouble agreeing on a name. I guess there were two factions. Anyway, so one faction got a slight majority and dashed to the state office, whatever, and registered the name, the preferred name, for the town. And as far as I know, they did it legally. But apparently, at that time, there was a rule, it might still be in place, that you only got 3 tries with the state. You could have the original name, you could have a second name, but whatever your third name was for a locality, that was it. They were done messing with your indecisiveness. So this particular faction, noticing that rule, then, however many weeks, days, months later, registered a second name, different from the first. And then, again, however many days, weeks, months later, registered the original name again, so that it would be permanent, so that opposite faction couldn't ever change it back to their choice. And I was thinking about that, about how we get the chance to change our names, or names get to be changed, or so forth. I mean, in this case, for separate reasons, we have examples like, Prince. So he's we'll leave out his birth name. He didn't get to vote on that. So he's Prince, then he's that glyph thing, and then he goes back to being Prince. Cool. We've now got Facebook trying to be meta, which I don't see as surviving. The question is, do they go back to being Facebook, or do they pick some third thing and they're stuck with it? Russian Empire. We have the Russian Empire. We have the Soviet Union. We have Russia. That's 3. We're done. We don't get to go back to Soviet Empire. Anyway, I bring this up because a lot of people, when they decide that their art is good enough, or that the house is full enough that they need to go into business, go through agonies choosing a name. And it can be a challenge. I've done a whole different talks on how to choose a name, or the brainstorming involved with choose the name. And it never occurred to me before to think about the fact that you really only get 3 tries. There's whatever you came up with first, and then however many years afterward, months afterward, you figure out the ways in which that wasn't a good fit, or that the business evolved in some way, or potentially, it's Bob and Karen's pottery, and then they get divorced, and so there has to be a change or something like that. But you get 3 tries. I'm just saying, past that, no one's going to be paying attention. They're just going to decide you're indecisive. mean, it's good news and it's bad news. You do get 3 tries. Yay. You don't have to get everything perfect on the first try. But there's a limit to people's patience. So, whatever your name choice challenges are, good luck with them. Have a good night.